Police investigate killing a vigilante member in Diob, Port Harcourt. Governor Fubara assures of right climate for all political parties. Edo State gets new deputy governor. Apologies. Governor Fubara says Martin Ameole-led Rivers Assembly do not exist. Rivers Assembly overrides Governor Fubara again. Rivers Polytechnic ordered to compensate lecturer for unlawful suspension. Federal government slashes Band A electricity tariff. Death toll of Eleme Tanka fire rises. On the foreign scene, Chad presidential vote set to end military rule. I am Kala Dakorubatabo. Good evening. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says members of the Martin Ameole-led House of Assembly do not exist. Governor Fubara said this when a delegation led by the former military governor of the Old River State, Jetta Spieth, and former governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Seraki Dixon, visited him. The governor said members of the House are only sitting because he allows them to.
The young people, those group of men who claim that are assembly members, are not assembly members. They are not existing. I accepted that peace accord to keep them floating. There was nothing in that peace accord that's a constitutional issue. It's a political solution to a problem. And I accepted it because these were people that were eating in my house. These were people that have helped pay their children's school fees when I wasn't even a governor. I believe that one day we'll also come together. And that was the reason I did it. But I think it's according to a time when, so that they understand that they're not existing. If I did recognize them, they are nowhere.
Governor Fubara also vowed never to worship the minister of the FCT, Yasamwike, despite the role he played in bringing him to power.
We do appreciate the role our leaders, more especially the past governor, put it. But that is not enough for me to worship a human being. If that is my sin, let me answer it in the last day in heaven, not on earth. I'm not answerable to anybody on earth. It's in heaven. I know that I've always taken the path of peace. I've shown respect. And I've subjected myself every meeting of reconciliation for peace. And what happens? Each time we come out from one meeting, we are faced with one thunder or lightning.
The governor also spoke on the support he has received from Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri and the need for both states to continue to work together in peace.
The toxic relationship that existed in the past administrations, I don't have the energy for that to work as brothers. I want us to understand that every development in River State rubs off Bayelsa. Any good development there is also a credit to our state. So for that reason, we had our meeting, and by the special grace of God, very, very wonderful relationship. He's always there watching out for me. Things that my commissioners ought to do when they hide the information from cause me to tell me.
Earlier, the former governor of Bayelsa State, Seraki Dixon, thanked Governor Fubara and the FCT minister for showing restraint. Correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu reports that the delegation was initiated by Ijaw leader and former federal commissioner Edwin Clark. In the meantime, the Martin Ameole-led House of Assembly has overridden the assent of Governor Siminalayi Fubara again to pass the River State Public Procurement Amendment Bill 2024 into law. The House took the decision to override the governor after he withheld his assent. Speaking on the bill, the Speaker, Martin Ameole, said the bill is to secure taxpayers' money and to ensure that taxpayers' money are not spent on frivolities and twisted contracts. He criticized the governor's handling of state finances, saying at the appropriate time, the House will take more stringent measures because they cannot stand and watch the governor continue to breach the laws of the state. In the same vein, the chairman of the House Committee on Local Government, Ignatius Onwuka, presented a preliminary report on the petition by two local government chairmen. According to the petition, staff in those areas are yet to be paid 2-month salaries following an alleged directive of the acting chairman of the Local Government Service Commission to those responsible for signing requisite documents. Speaking on this, Mr. Onwuka described the acting chairman as an imposter, stressing that such a position is not known to law in the state. The Martin Ameole-led House of Assembly also gave first reading to the Rivers State Electricity Market Bill 2024. Electricity tariff for Band A customers in Port Harcourt has been reduced to 208 naira 62 kobo per kilowatt hour from the initial 225 naira. Tariffs for other bands remain unchanged. Away from that, the National Industrial Court in Port Harcourt has ordered Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic Rumola to pay its staff, Zo Tamino Tonye, all outstanding salaries and entitlement owed him since 2022 till date. As you may know, Mr. Tamino Tonye had gone to court to order the management of the Polytechnic not to withhold his salaries, entitlements, or suspend him over allegations of sexual harassment without the report of the investigative panel set up by the Polytechnic. The trial judge, Justice Zena Bashir, in her judgment held that the suspension of Mr. Tamino Tonye without pay was unconstitutional and violated his right. Justice Bashir also awarded 5 million naira in damages and 500,000 naira costs against the Polytechnic, adding that the money be paid within 30 days or it will attract a post-judgment interest of 20%. Lawyer to the lecturer, Shaib Mustafa, spoke to correspondent Emeka Otuka after the judgment.
We had a claim of 10, and out of that 10, court granted 8 reliefs in his favor. He must be paid for all his salaries, emoluments, or anything that is lawful to him within 30 days. Court also gave damage of 5 million naira against the Captain Madi Polytechnics and a cost of 500,000 naira. There was no any proof of the allegation of sexual harassment against him. Honestly, I feel happy for him because he has suffered a lot. This is an example for all our young men and all the people who are humiliated.
Mr. Tamino Tonye also spoke.
I just want to say that for those who think God is no longer in charge in the affairs of men, and those who think they can rule in the affairs of men, today's judgment has proved them wrong. I want to say that I am very grateful to God. I want to thank the Justice Zena, who have stood their ground and gave this judgment. I'm using this opportunity to call on every young man, every youth to stand up for wherever you are. Begin to stand up for what is right so that we can fix this country.
But lawyer to Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, Iwa Madweyi, declined to comment on the judgment. We'll go for a quick break, but still to come, death toll in LMA tanker fire rises. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back now to the rest of the newscast. One of the victims of the fire explosion involving an oil tanker and a truck along the Akpajo Eleme axis of the east-west road 10 days ago has died. This brings the death toll from the incident to 6. A correspondent reports that the victim, who was admitted to the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital UPTH, died on Friday after suffering from 70-degree burns. Family members have since taken the body for burial. Recall that over 60 cars were burnt when a tanker collided with another heavy-duty truck, resulting in the fire outbreak. River State Governor Similai Fabera at the time said the incident was avoidable. In another development, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria (IPMAN) Zonal Secretary Manuel Iningba says the union is working with regulatory agencies to facilitate the renewal of marketers' licenses, enabling them to load products when they become available. Mr. Iningba made us known while speaking on the ongoing fuel scarcity in some states. He tells correspondent Sobi Oruwari that the renewal of marketers' licenses is among one of the issues preventing them from loading when products are available.
Making sure that marketers have licenses to operate. And now, that's the new format for them to make sure marketers can access products. That's what we've been working on. On the other hand, when it comes to the NNPC portals, NMDPR, NNPC conjunction, making sure marketers have their licenses before they get products. There's also this issue of movement of vessel from point A to an onshore facility to discharge to tank farms. Marketers can now access and take to their various outlets.
Mr. Eningba said at the moment there are moves to ensure improved supply in the zone. He said tank farms with products have been charged to sell to marketers that are cleared.
So it's not just from the zone, also from the national office. We are also liaising with the unit at the depots to know their status and what is actually happening. We really are improving. I can see improvement on it. When I say improvement, is that they have been giving matching orders pay for product and load out. It's not just for that farm. You say this one hard, everybody will now go there. All buyers, sellers, everybody will go. The best test for product allocation is once it comes out via the packing system, via Hitman.
Still on this, a stakeholder in the oil and gas sector, Joseph Obele, says filling stations in Port Harcourt with products will soon run out of stock if the supply gap is not bridged. Dr. Obele said this in an interview with our correspondent.
Less than 40 filling stations in Rivers State are with stock, and all they are selling is underground stock or debt stock. So when this debt stock gets out of hand, there won't be a way to replenish, and there will be a budget issue. Cost of importing this weapon from international market to Nigeria is coming unbearable. Hence, we are having a supply gap nationwide. So until that portal is open, where marketers can book and have allocation online, then we can say succor is on its way.
Our correspondent who monitored the ongoing fuel situation in Port Harcourt reports that most filling stations are closed for business, while the rest that are open are selling petrol for between 750 naira to 800 naira.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
On the foreign scene, Chad is set to become the first of Africa's current junta-led states to move to democratic rule with today's presidential vote. It will end a 3-year transition imposed after the sudden death of long-serving leader Idris Deby Itno while fighting rebels. But as his son and successor, General Mahama Deby is one of the favorites to win. There are doubts about whether this will bring about change. On the news this evening, you heard Governor Fubara says the Martin Ameule-led Rivers Assembly do not exist. The Martin Ameule-led Assembly is again overriding Governor Fubara's assent and passed the Public Procurement Bill. The National Industrial Court has ordered Captain Eluchi Amadi Polytechnic to compensate lecturer Zoe Taminotoye over unlawful suspension. The death toll in the tanker fire explosion on Elime axis of East-West Road has risen to 6. On the foreign scene, Chad is set to become the first of Africa's current junta-led states to move to democratic rule. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Kala Dakurubatibo. Good evening to Station Conversations. Continue on 92.3 Nigeria Info.